All right, time to pull clutch number 30 of the year. This is a Soul Sucker Enchi double het Desert Ghost Clown female bred to a Pastel Enchi visual Desert Ghost Clown male. So we're going to go ahead and pull her out of here, grab these eggs, and see what we got. All right, so we got 6 eggs from this girl, all good. Average weight per egg is a whopping 142 grams. These eggs are huge. Like you can tell that one, compared to the egg slots that they're supposed to be in, yeah, no, it's not going to fit. So giant eggs from this girl, 6 of them. We're going to go ahead and get these in the incubator, and we'll be back here in 55 days. All right, time to cut clutch number 30 of the year. As a reminder, this is a Soul Sucker Enchi double het DG Clown bred to a Pastel Enchi visual DG Clown. So everything that is not either visual for DG or Clown is 100% het. And these eggs are slightly past when we normally have pippers. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these and give them a check, just to make sure they're doing all right. They look plenty dented, especially feeling them from the bottom. I can feel they're plenty dented too on the bottom. And they are a little past due, so we're going to give them a check to see how they are doing. What am I going to be able to tell in the egg for these? Questionable. That is very, very white, which would lead me to believe that it's probably maybe... Well, I don't know. We've produced a Pastel Soul Sucker DG before, and it was not that light. I don't know. Absolutely no idea what that is.
I sure as heck don't know every time we do a cutting video.
Yep. We'll have to wait till it comes out to see. Plus, initial IDs and eggs are, at least for me, are not the greatest anyway, so... They do much better once they're out. And even better when we do, even when we do our post sheds, we don't have to come back afterwards and do an ID. That looks DG to me. Maybe Hidden Gene Woma as well, just from what I can see there. Which would mean it would be 100% het for Clown. And find a good spot. Got some really big eggs in this clutch. We have the one... I know Holly's looking at me cutting right now, but there's the one that's separate in the green because it's so big. Alright, I would also say that's a Soul Sucker, just like the first one. But again, it's lighter than... We've produced Pastel Soul Sucker Desert Ghost before. We actually have one in our collection. And that's a lot lighter than that. So I'm not exactly sure what is making it that white. Looking at it there. At least not off the top of my head. From the genes available. Alright. That looks like a lesser... definitely lesser. Maybe Pastel or maybe Desert Ghost. One or the other. Again, easier to tell once they come out. Not seeing much in the way... Now, I will say the really white ones I can't see much patterning on, but from the other ones I don't see really anything that looks Clown yet. But I can't see the pattern on the super, super white ones, so they very well could be, and I just can't see it. Alright, that looks more like what I was expecting from a Soul Sucker, Pastel Soul Sucker DG. A little more patterning. Yeah, Soul Sucker Pastel GG, maybe? Also have Enchi in both the parents, and that could be influence what I'm seeing too, and I'm just not recognizing it in the egg. And last, this huge egg. It really is a huge egg. It is just one big baby. It's definitely another Soul Sucker, Pastel Desert Ghost maybe. So go ahead and...
Only one baby?
I think so.
Wow, it's a lot of babies.
Looks like one really, really big baby who's already sticking their head out.
Oh.
So we'll go ahead and get these in the incubator, and we'll be back here with post shed. All right, post shed for clutch number 30 of the year. And given that this one over here is striky, I am not sticking my hand in there. First up, this. As a reminder, this was a Soul Sucker Enchi double het DG Clown female bred to a Pastel Enchi visual DG Clown male. I'm not convinced anything in this clutch is Clown, just looking at it. possibly one of these two or both of these. Well, not from the head stamp on this one, but this one has like almost no head stamp. So I'm going to say no for now, and here's what we're going to go with. I believe this, we're going to definitely have to come back to this clutch and look again at some point and do some post couple shed re-look, but I believe this one up here is a Desert Ghost. And if it's not visual for DG, it's 100% het. Same for Clown. Over here in the middle, wrapped up by the other one, I believe it's Pastel Lesser Desert Ghost. And then I believe this over here, thanks, maybe use the hook end would help. I believe this is a Pastel Soul Sucker DG.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think this is just a Pastel Soul Sucker, not Desert Ghost, would be my guess. Then the only difference in these two, let me grab this one now that they seem less bitey, is the head stamp. Of course, it goes right under the other snake. 1
I was
second.
going to say, I think we can see the head stamp a little.
There you go. You can see the head stamp between those two. One's very dark and one's light. So I think what we might be seeing here possibly is Soul Suckers, Enchis for both of them, Pastel likely, this one maybe DG, and this one not, is my guess. But we're going to have to wait and let them shed out to get a little more info on what those two are. But that's my guess, my initial IDs for what we have. If you have done Soul Sucker DG stuff, which I know we bought the world's first Soul Sucker Desert Ghost. So I know we were kind of doing a lot of stuff people hadn't done yet, so you may not have ever seen these. For all I know, something in here could be a world's first. But if you have any ideas on what we might be seeing, feel free to comment. Otherwise, Holly, do you have anything else?
I do not.
All right, like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and we'll see you next week.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.